Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome to another exercise video related to section 2, lesson 2, diacritical marks. And in that one, what we were going to do, I told you that the exercise that we were going to do is that we were going to combine diacritical marks, the fatha, dhamma, and the kasra, with the tanween, the fathatan, dhammatan, and the kasratan, and we're going to begin to make words with the letters and the diacritical marks. But I want to first give you a quick introduction of tafkheem and tarqeeq, and it will become clear on why I'm doing this ahead of this exercise in just a second. But let me give you a quick intro of tafkheem and tarqeeq. So let's get into it. What is tafkheem? Tafkheem means, or its meaning is to make the the letter, making it heavy or fat, or making it fattening, or thickness would be its, the quote unquote, the meaning of tafkheem. But tarqiq is the opposite, to make something light, or to make the letter, in this case the letter, light or thin. And we will go into a little bit of detail of the differences between the tafkheem and the tarqiq. But if you've been doing your warm-ups, and you can refer to the warm-ups video, I created a warm-up specifically for this reason. It was warm-up number 14. It's the la 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 warm-up, in which I have you do la 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 versus li 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 li, and the ra 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 versus ri 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 ri. The reason I wanted to do that warm-up repeatedly is it'll give you an idea of how to make things heavy and how to make things light, or fat and thin, and it'll give you a repeated exercise on doing that. So give me 1 second while my phone is ringing. Okay. Now, what is the reason that I wanted to give you this introduction? The reason I wanted to give you this introduction is because when I was first learning, and when I started learning, by Qaida, I didn't know about this basic, or at least I didn't even know about the introduction. So I didn't know why certain letters, and especially when good reciters of the Quran recited it, certain letters were recited heavy. And when I heard it, I knew the difference. So whenever you hear a good reciter, sometimes they'll pronounce the letter ra with a heavy voice. They'll sound like ra, ra, ra. And then other times it'll sound like ri, light. Ra versus ri, ra versus ri. And I didn't know why they were doing that, but I heard it. But I want to give you this introduction so that you know when you hear something heavy, or when you hear something light, why it's being done. There's a rule about that. And those are the rule is called tafkheem and tarqeeq. So that's why I wanted to give you this quick intro. I don't want you to be in the dark about that. And also, this is going to come up in the exercise that we're going to do. Even though it's a beginner's exercise, there are letters in this exercise, the next exercise that we're going to do, that are going to be pronounced heavy, and there are letters that are going to be pronounced light, and I want you to know the difference and why we're doing it that way. Okay. In this exercise, the exercise that we're about to do of Qaida Noorania, I will show you, or I will tell you all about the 7 letters of tafkheem, the 7 letters that are pronounced heavy. And I will tell you how the letter ra is pronounced when it's a maftuha and a madmuma. Specifically, when the ra has a fatha on it and the dhamma on it, it has tafkheem, it's heavy, it's pronounced heavy. But when it's a maksura, ra maksura, it's tarqeeq, meaning when ra has a kasra below it, it's pronounced light, or with tarqeeq. But I want you to realize that there's a lot more detail related to tafkheem and tarqeeq that we will cover later. But I wanted to give you this quick intro. Depending on who you ask, there are 5 levels of tafkheem, 5 levels of thickness or heaviness. Or some people say there are 3 levels. They're both correct. It really depends on who you ask. And just related to the letter ra, and when it's heavy, there's like 8 rules. And so I don't want to overwhelm you with all of that stuff. That's gonna There's a lot more detail to be covered when it comes to tafkheem and tarqeeq later on. A lot more. But I don't want to overwhelm you with that. So today all we're going to cover are the 7 tafkheem letters. I'll go over that. And the maftuha, ra maftuha, the ra madmuma, which is tafkheem, and ra maksura, which is tarqeeq. Hopefully that's clear. So the letters that always have tafkheem, and these are the 7 letters that I need you to memorize. In the previous videos that I've shown you, I had you memorize the 6 throat letters, which were the hamza, ha, ain, ha, ghain, kha. If you remember that, these letter collections are important to remember and important to memorize because they help you with certain rules of how to read the Quran, how to recite the Quran, and how to pronounce the Quran. This is another rule that you're going to have to learn. I'm not going to expect you to memorize the rest. There's other rules related to tafkheem and tarqeeq, but all that you have to memorize as part of this is that the following 7 letters, Sad, Dad, Ta, Va, Ghain, Kha, and Qaf, always have tafkheem. They're always pronounced with thickness or heaviness. Now, in the previous slide I showed you the 3 rules that I'm going to cover related to Ra. There are 5 other rules. There are a total of I think 8 rules related to Ra that we'll cover later, but today we're only going to cover 3. The Ra maftuha and the Ra madmuma are pronounced with tafkheem or heaviness, and the Ra maksura, which is Ra with a kasra below it, is pronounced with lightness or tarqeeq. Okay, so let's get into our exercise for the day. All right. If you remember from the previous videos that I did, we covered the hierarchy of how consonants and vowels combined all the way up to language and meaning. And what was the hierarchy, if you remember? Consonants and vowels combined to make words, words combined to make sentences, sentences combined to make meaning. And meaning is language. So consonants and vowels combine to make syllables, syllables combine to make words, words combine to make sentences, sentences combine to make language, meaning, and meaning is language. So remember that. So today, in this lesson, what we will do is we will start to combine consonants and vowels to make syllables, and then we will combine those syllables together to make words, and that's where we'll stop. We're not going to go to consonants, to vowels, to syllables, to words, to sentences, to meaning, to language. We're not going to go to that detail. Today, all we're going to cover is we're going to combine consonants with vowels to make syllables, and then we're going to combine syllables to make words. So let's begin. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So this, if you remember from your previous exercises, is which letter? This is a hamza with a vowel on it. What vowel is this? The short vowel is fatha. So this is hamza fatha. So we're going to say it like this. Hamza fatha. And if you remember, the sound it made was hamza fatha a. A. So we're going to say it like this. Hamza fatha a. Hamza fatha a. That's our first consonant, hamza. That's our first vowel, fatha. And when we combine the consonant hamza with the vowel fatha, we have a syllable, and the syllable is a. So hamza fatha a, that's our first syllable. The next syllable is going to be the consonant is ba, and its associated vowel is the fatha. So we have ba fatha ba. Ba is the consonant, fatha is the vowel. This is going to be ba. Ba, fatha, ba. Now we're going to combine these two syllables, a and ba. So we're going to say it like this. Hamza, fatha, a. Ba, fatha, ba. Aba. Aba. Next, we're going to have our third syllable. And in this syllable, dal is the consonant. And we have the plural, the fathas on top of it, the fathatan, which makes this a nasal sound or nunation of this sound. It makes it not nasal, but basically it adds a noon at the end. So dal fathatan, this is dal, and these are fathatan. Dal fathatan dan. Then, now we're going to combine our three syllables. Our first syllable was a, second was ba, third was dan. Abadan. Abadan. So one more time. I'll do it all three at the same time. So we're going to do it like this. Hamza fatha a, ba fatha ba, aba, dal fathatan dan, abadan, abadan. Now this is spelling. You are starting to spell words and combining them together to make words. You're combining letters and vowels and syllables to make words. Abadan. Abadan. So one more time. Hamza fatha a, ba fatha ba, dal fathatan dan, abadan. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Let me see if, there we go. I like this. This is going to be really good because now you'll be able to see a lot more detail. Now, I'm sorry if it gets a little pixelated, but I would like the letters to be a lot clearer to you. Okay, moving on. On to the next letter. Our first consonant in this letter is Hamza, and then we have a fatha on top. Consonant and a vowel, we say Hamza fatha a. So we're going to combine our consonant and a vowel, and we're going to make a syllable. And that's going to be Hamza fatha a. Next we have ha, and its vowel is fatha. So that makes our next syllable. So we combine a consonant with a vowel to make a syllable. So it becomes Hamza fatha a, ha fatha ha, aha. Next we have our third consonant, which is dal. And then we have what on top of it? Dhammatan, yes. Tanween al-dhamm. Dal fathatan dun. So now we're going to combine all three to make ahadun. Ahadun. One more time. Hamza fatha, ha fatha ha, dal dhammatan dun, ahadun. So we combine three syllables there to make our word. Next, we have Hamza fatha, kha fatha kha, ذال فتحة ذا أخذ همزة فتحة أ خا فتحة خا أخا ذال فتحة ذا أخذ أخذ. Now, this is our first example of one of the tafkheem letters. Remember the 7 letters of tafkheem? Sad, Dad, Ta, Dha, Ghain, Kha, and Qaf. So this Kha is heavy, but this Hamza and this Dhal are light because they are not included in the tafkheem letters, they are tarqeeq letters. So we're going to pronounce them like this: light, heavy, light. So it's أخذ, أخذ, أخذ. You will start to hear the difference of heaviness and lightness in just a little bit, but the heaviness and lightness you will start to hear sometimes when people are learning heaviness and lightness, or when they're trying to pronounce three letters together or multiple letters together, they will make letters that are not supposed to be heavy, or they will make letters that are supposed to be heavy light. So this is a, kha, the, a, kha, the. That is correct. But if somebody were to make the hamza heavy, they might say oh, oh. They might say oh. No, 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 wrong. Hamza is light, so it's a. But the kha is heavy. It's a kha, and then dhal is light again. A kha the, a kha the, a kha the. So moving on. This is Hamza, Fatha, that's our first syllable. Our consonant is Hamza, our vowel is a Fatha. So our first syllable is Hamza, Fatha. Next we have Dhal is our consonant. And our syllable, I'm sorry, not our syllable, but our vowel is a Kasra. Kasra. So it's Hamza, Fatha. Dhal, Kasra, the, the. Noon, Fathana, Adina. One more time. Hamza, Fatha, Dhal, Kasra, the, the. Noon, Fathana, Adina. Okay, moving on to the next one. We have our first consonant is a Hamza. Its vowel is a Fatha. Hamza, Fatha. Mim, Fatha, ma. Ama. Ra, Fatha, ra. Amara. 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 Okay, so this is somewhere that I would like to take a short pause and pick on my Pakistani brothers and sisters. If you were to hear my Pakistani brothers and sisters, and don't get me wrong, I love Pakistani brothers and sisters. I am a Pakistani myself. I'm married to a Pakistani. But a mistake that I hear a lot Pakistanis make is that they don't make the ra maftuha, when the ra has a fatha on it, they don't make it heavy. Remember the rule that we learned in the exercise supplement that I gave you just a second ago. Whenever ra has a fatha on it, ra maftuha must be done heavy. Tafkheem. So if a Pakistani brother or sister who is pronouncing it incorrectly were to pronounce it, they might say it's ra. Ra. This is not ra. This is not ra. This is ra. 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 You have to make this heavy. You have to make this ra heavy. This is a, ma, ra. Light, light, heavy. Hamza, fatha, a. Mim, fatha, ma. Ra, fatha, ra. Amara. Amara. You must make this ra heavy. It's not ra. This is not ra. This is ra, heavy. And if you go back to warm up number 14, in which I have you pronounce the R or pronounce the ra like as if you were an opera singer, I have you go ra 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 over and over again, and that's why I have you do it. It's important. This tafkheem on the ra maftuha is heaviness has to be pronounced. So this is amara. Okay, moving on. Oh, sorry about the qaida. I make markings on my qaida and I rub them off later from my pencil, so there might be a little bit of smudges. My apologies. Next we have hamza fatha. Hamza fatha a. Noon fatha na. Ana. Now, we're going to cover this diacritic later on, this circle, this zero looking diacritic. It's a type of sukoon. We're going to cover it later when we cover sukoon and other diacritics in the Quran. But for now, we're going to skip this one. And we're just going to pronounce the hamza fatha and the noon fatha. So, hamza fatha a, noon fatha na, ana. Now I'm going to start to go in a little bit faster. Ba fatha ba, kha kasra khi, باخي. لام فتحة لا، بخيلة. با فتحة با، را فتحة را، بارا. را فتحة را، برارا. تا كسرتان تن، برارات. Now, I'm going to take a quick short pause here again. Whoops, got a little too zoomed in. This is ba fatha. This is our first consonant is ba. Our first vowel is a fatha, so our first syllable is a ba. The next syllable is a ra maftuha. Ra maftuha, like I said a second ago and in the introductory lesson that I gave you, ra maftuha is heavy, so this is a ra. And this is another ra maftuha, so this is ra. So we have three syllables, ba, ra, ra. And the final syllable is tin. So we have ba, ra, ra, tin. So a total of 4 syllables. But the first one is light. The second one is heavy because it's ra maftuha. By the way, if it's not tafkheem, it's always tarqeeq. So ba is a tarqeeq letter. Ba, ba maftuha ba. Ra maftuha ra. Ra maftuha ra. Ta kasratan tin. Ba, ra, ra, tin. Light, heavy, heavy, light. Ba, ra, ra, tin. Bararatin, bararatin. Okay, moving on. Slightly faster. Jim fathaja. Ain fatha'a. Ja'a. Lam fathala. Ja'ala. Now in this case, all 3 letters are tarqeeq because they're not tafkheem letters, and there is no exception. It's not one of the 3 rules that we learned about the ra. There's no ra here. So these are all tarqeeq letters. Oh, by the way, the 7 letters of tafkheem and the 3 rules of ra that we're going to learn today, other than that, every letter that we're going to learn about today is going to be tarqeeq. It's going to be light. So I just want you to remember that. So this is Jim fathaja, عين فتحة ع جاع لام فتحة لا جعل. Next. جيم فتحة جا ميم فتحة ما جامع عين فتحة ع جمع حا فتحة ح سين فتحة سا دال فتحة دا حسد حا فتحة ح سين فتحة سا حسا دال فتحة دا حسد. So, as part of this exercise, the way we're learning how to pronounce, or the way we're learning how to spell, is first we combine the consonant and the vowel to make a syllable. And then we keep that syllable in mind, and then we move on to the next one, and we combine the consonant and the vowel to make our next syllable, and then we combine the two previous syllables together. So in this case, the first syllable was a ha, the next syllable was a sa. So we're going to say hasa, and then we're going to pronounce our third syllable, dal fatha da, and then we're going to combine all three. Hasada. So one more time, I want you to notice how first I go combine the consonant and the vowel to make my first syllable, and then I pronounce my second syllable, and then I combine the first and the two syllable, and then finally I pronounce my third syllable, and then I combine all three. So like this. Ha fatha ha, sin fatha sa, hasa, dal fatha da, hasada. Again, we're going to pronounce our first syllable. Ha fatha ha, shin fatha sha. Now we're going to combine two of them together. Hasha. And our final syllable. Ra fatha ra. Now we're going to combine all three. Hashara. Hashara. Now this ra maftuha is heavy, this ha is light, this sheen is light. So light, light, heavy. Ha fatha ha, sheen fatha sha, hasha, ra fatha ra, hashara. Next we have kha fatha kha, sheen kasra shi, khashi, ya fatha ya, khashiya. Now in this case, our first syllable is what? Heavy, exactly. It's kha, sad, dad, da, da, ghain, kha, and qaf. This kha is always heavy. It's tafkheem. Kha fatha is kha. Sheen is light. Sheen kasra is light. And ya fatha is light as well. Khashiya. Kha fatha kha. Sheen kasra shi. Ya fatha ya. Khashiya. Next we have kha fatha kha. Lam fatha la. Qaf fatha qa. Khalaqa. Now, this is a smudge on my qaida. Please forgive me. This is not a diacritic. This actually looks like a diacritic. It looks like an alf saghira, but it's not. So let's ignore this one. It's just a smudge on my qaida. But let's look at this. These three. Kha fatha kha. لام فتحة لا خالا قاف فتحة قا خالقا. Now in this case our first syllable is heavy because it's a kha. Our second is light khala, and then it's qaf fatha qa khalaqa khalaqa. Next we have kha dhamma khu lam kasra li khuli qaf fatha qa khuliqa khuliqa. Now I want you to try to figure out in the last one that we did, is it light, heavy, light? Which way does it go? It's actually heavy, light, heavy. Because kha is always heavy, lam is light in this case because lam kasra, qaf fatha. Khuliqa. Next we have dhal fatha dha, kaf fatha ka, dhaka, ra fatha ra, dhakara, dhakara. One more time. Dhal fatha dha, kaf fatha ka, dhaka, ra fatha ra, dhakara, dhakara. Now this ra maftuha is heavy, this is light and this is light, so light, light, heavy. Dhal fatha dha, kaf fatha ka, dhaka, ra fatha ra, dhakara. Moving on. This is a ra, this is a fatha, and this is going to be heavy. So ra fatha ra, fa fatha fa, rafa, ain fatha a, rafa'a, rafa'a, ra fatha ra, qaf fatha qa, raqa, ba fatha ba, raqaba, ta kasratan tin, raqabatin. Now this is a four syllable word with a ra fatha, qaf fatha, ba fatha, and ta kasratan. Raqabatin. Ra is heavy, qaf is heavy, ba is light, ta is light. Raqabatin, 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 ra, qa, ba, tin. Sin dhammasu, ra dhammaru, suru, ra dhammatan run, sururun. Light, heavy, heavy. Sururun, sururun, sururun. Sin dhammasu, ra dhammaru, suru, ra dhammatan run, sururun. Sin fathasa, fa fathafa, safa, ra fathara, safara, تا كسرتان تن سفرات. I want you to try to figure out in this previous one for yourself if you can recognize which letters are heavy and which letters are light. Next, we have صاد ضم صو حا ضم حو صوح فا فتحتان فن صحفا. واو فتحة و. By the way, I just wanted to correct a quick mistake that my teacher pointed out to me. I've been saying this letter as a wa, and I'm skipping the last it's not a wa, it's a wow, wow, like WOW, 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 not wa, not WA, wa, it's WOW, wow. That's this letter, and I kept pronouncing it wa. I don't know how I picked that habit up, but that was incorrect. My teacher corrected me. This is a wow, wow, wow. So wow fatha wa, wow fatha wa, sin fatha sa, wasa, طا فتحتان طن وسطا. طا فتحة طا با فتحة با طابا. قاف كسرتان قن طابق. طا فتحة طا با فتحة با طابا. قاف فتحتان قن طبقا. ضاد ضمة طو واو فتحتان ون طوا. عين فتحة ع با فتحة با عبا. سين فتحة سا عبسا. عين فتحة ع دال فتحة دا عدا. لام فتحة لا عدلا. عين فتحة ع لام فتحة لا على. قاف كسرتان قن علق. عين فتحة ع ميم فتحة ما عما. دال كسرتان دن عمد. عين كسراعي نون فتحانا عينا. با فتحتان بن عنبا. غين فتحة غا با فتحة با غابا. را فتحة را غبارا. تا ضمتان تن غبارة. So now this is another of the four syllable words. The first is a ghain fatha. This is heavy because a ghain is tafkheem. Swad ba ta da ghain kha. Ghain is one of those tafkheem letters. It's always heavy. Gha fatha gha ba fatha ba Ra, fatha, ra. So this is heavy, ba is light, ra is heavy because it's ra maftuha. Light, heavy, light, heavy, light. Ra, ba, ra, tun. Ghabaratun. One more time, I'll start from the beginning. I hope you will see and you will hear how I'm making it heavy, light, light. Ghain fatha gha, ba fatha ba, ghaba, ra fatha ra, ghabara, ta dhammatan tun, ghabaratun, ghabaratun, ghabaratun. Next. Fa fatha fa, عين فتحة ع فاع لام فتحة لا فعل قاف فتحة قا تا فتحة تا قاتا را فتحة را قاتا را تا ضمتان تن قاتارات قاتارات. I'll pronounce it a little bit faster. قاتارات قاتارات. This is heavy, light, heavy, light. قاتارات قا تا را تن قا تا را تن قاتارات. قاف ضم قو تا كسراتي قوتي لام فتحة لا قتل قاف فتحة قا دال فتحة دا قادا را فتحة را قدر. This is a heavy syllable, light syllable, heavy. قدر قدر. قاف ضم قو را كسرة ري قوري همزة فتحة أ قورئ. Now in this case, what is our first example of ra maksura? Ra maksura. In this case, this ra in the previous exercise supplement that I showed you, ra maksura, whenever it has a kasra below it, whenever a ra has a kasra below it, it's pronounced light. So this is qaf, this is always heavy, but this ra is light. So you're going to pronounce it qu, ri. So just like we did in, we keep doing in warm-up number 14, we say ra, and then we say ri. This is that ri. This is that ri. This is the light ra. This is the light ra. This is ri. Qu, ri, a. Quriya, 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 quriya. Now this ra in the qadara is heavy because it's a maftuha, ra maftuha, ra has a fatha on it. So this is qaf fatha qa, dal fatha da, qada, ra fatha ra, qadara. But in this one, qaf dhamma qu, ra kasra ri. قُرِئَ. This is a ra, fatha ra. This is a ra, kasra, ri. Ra versus ri. قُرِئَ. 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 Okay, now let's see if I can't navigate to the next page. I always have trouble with this. Oh, it looks like it only downloaded one page of my Qaida for me. My apologies if it... hang on. Yep, it only downloaded my one page. My fault. But actually, that's a good thing. The reason that's a good thing is because we covered all the way up to Quri'a. But the next page that I'm going to upload as part of this exercise, it starts from qasamun and ends with hudan. I want you to do yourself. I want you to do yourself. Try to do it yourself and find someone in your local masjid and see if they can help you do it. And see, just like I did with this exercise, figure out which letters are heavy, which letters are light, and why. And also, how try to separate first the consonant and then the vowel to make a syllable. Then pronounce the first syllable, then pronounce the second, combine the first two, and then pronounce the third, and then combine all three. And keep going. So if it's a 3-syllable letter, it's qu, ti, la. If it's a 4-syllable letter, it's qa, ta, ra, tun. First, spell out the first syllable, spell out the second, combine the two. Then spell out the third, then combine the three. Then spell out the fourth and combine all four. That's how you're going to start to spell each and every word out. So remember that. Today, we learned as part of this exercise how to combine consonants and vowels to make syllables, how to combine 1, 2, or 3, or 4 or more syllables to make words. So just remember, get your syllable. Always at the when a consonant mixes or combines with a vowel, it becomes a syllable. Pronounce your syllable, then move on to the next syllable, then combine the 2 syllables, and then combine the 3rd syllable, and then combine all 3, and you will make your word. So that's how I taught you in this exercise how to spell things out. First, pronounce your syllable, pronounce the 2nd syllable, combine it with the previous one, then pronounce the 3rd, then combine it with the previous 2, and that's how you're going to spell things out in Arabic. And now, you are starting to get how to read the Quran, at least some basics on how to pronounce and combine consonants and vowels to make syllables and combine syllables to make words. Jazakallah khair for watching. I know this has been a long exercise video, but I wanted to take this time to give you this information. Jazakallah khair for watching. Inshallah, I will see you next time when I cover the Saghira vowels. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.